Live from the Washington, D.C. area, it's the Inside Scoop, Emerald Planet. All the ecology news that our viewers want to know. Now, here's your host, Executive Director of the Emerald Planet, Dr. Sam Lee Hancock.
Hello, and welcome to the Emerald Planet as we come to you from Washington, D.C. and the United States as we look around the globe in 144 different nations looking for the 1,000 best practices that are making a difference as we move through the 21st century. And of course, we're looking for the technologies, the services, and the products that are making a difference to the 7 billion souls on the planet, and we're soon to grow to 9 billion people on the planet as we move towards 2050. And so who are some of the people that are making a difference, and what are some of the processes and the products that are going to help us to actually improve the quality of life as we move through the 21st century? And we have two people with us that are doing very special things. Right beside me is Layla O'Day, who is the president, and beside her is Ronald. He goes by the name of Ron O'Day, the general manager. And this is the Layla and Sons LLC, and then Layla Foods, right?
Yes.
And Layla is the one who's created something, a very special sauce that's being used to help people to enjoy life and to bring about a much better quality of living than they've had before. And this is a very special woman, and her son is very active and working with the company and helping her as the general manager. So I'm going to just ask Ron to start with about the company a little bit, Layla, if that's okay.
All right.
And then we're going to talk about your special sauce. How's that?
Okay.
Is that
That'd
good?
be fine.
Is that a good thing? Ron, tell us a little bit about the Layla and Sons.
Well, as you said, it is a recipe that my mom developed.
And we're going to put up let's put up a couple of slides here, and we'll show some of this as we're moving through, because what we're really talking about is this whole aspect of the quality of products and the new things that are actually happening. So, Ron, go ahead.
You mentioned a product that hopefully would improve the quality of life for the public in general. And I guess, you know, if people like coffee sauce that much that it improves their quality of life, then 100% in support of that. But it's my mom's recipe, and we wouldn't be here if it weren't for her inspiration. And she created a coffee sauce that is unlike anything else anywhere in the world. It's an all-natural, preservative-free dessert topping, condiment, marinade, ingredient, and we're a Potomac, Maryland-based company. Everything is made in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It's 5 ingredients: coffee, cream, sugar, agave nectar, and brown rice syrup.
My goodness. So very, very simple as far as the ingredients. But we met actually at the Rodman's Market, which is in Washington, D.C. So obviously you guys are spreading out as far as sharing your different product. But Layla, tell us a little bit about how you actually created this special coffee topping.
Well, it's been created by me. I'm a coffee lover. I do eat ice cream as well. I go to ice cream parlor, get ice cream, ask for a coffee flavor.
Right.
I don't had any coffee flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, because 99% of the people drink coffee, eat ice cream. Therefore, I just sat down by myself and started doing in my coffee cup. So took from there. I gave it lots of my friends. They loved it. They said, make it more, make it more. Friend of mine, which is I ran into today, he had a, how do you say, a cookout with lots of friends.
Right.
I gave it to him because he asked. And I said, Joe, I want the result. He came back, he said, listen to me. Everybody loved it.
So this is like your market survey then that you're doing to...
I knew him. He asked me, he have a art cook, going to have lots of people.
Right.
I just give it to him.
Yeah, I know, but that's market survey.
I suppose.
It's fantastic.
So it started that way.
Uh-huh.
Everybody, anybody you think of, never said, my God, I never tasted this before. I said, you couldn't because my son investigated. Nobody has it in the United States.
Well, I think it's marvelous what you've done is actually, as I read from the materials, it took over 3 years
Yes.
to develop this. So, Ron, going back to you, this is something, it took a lot of time, a lot of research. So what is actually involved in trying to create something that you know that you think people would like, but at the same time to make sure that there's nothing else like that in the marketplace, and you're bringing something new to people?
Well, we were very fortunate to have created something that is unlike anything else on the market. And it took us 9 months to develop the coffee sauce that we're selling in retail and food service right now. It was the 77th batch run that we did in the kitchen at home before scaling it up in a facility. So, and that was in 2009. And since then, you know, we've basically we've been very fortunate to get support from other people, both in and outside of the food industry, to get to a point where we are today, and we're just very fortunate.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I really like, Layla, about what you're doing is that you're really doing what they call direct marketing. As you're going into the markets, you're going out and having sample testing to allow people to actually learn about your product and to enjoy. So what types of feedback are you getting from people that are actually meeting you? And
100%.
Okay, hold on. And what has that done to help you either improve or expand what you're doing?
People give me encouragement. They say, I took to Rodman to give it a general manager. We were downstairs.
Right.
I said to him, Miller, taste this. He liked it. He called his manager, said, look what I got here. She said, oh my God, I love this thing. This is a feedback to me, encouragement.
Yeah, and that's very important.
Yeah, Joe told me to had an art cook before the art cook. I give it to him. He said, Layla, this is delicious. Please keep on going. These things are give me more encouragement to do so.
Well, your son has just been absolutely fabulous. The first time I met him, I was intrigued by his manner, his attitude, his affection for his mom, who he's working with very closely. It's a very unique relationship that you have. So you've been expanding, Ron, the offering of your coffee toppings, you know, throughout the area. What are you seeing as far as the business development side of all this, from the relationship, say, with other markets and other companies like Rodman's?
Well, again, the product and our business development has been evolving over time, and we continue to slowly see some progressive movement in the right direction. We are expanding, and it's just a matter of meeting with local retailers, like you said, having folks taste the coffee sauce for the first time, and kind of using their support to expand the company. It started as a dessert topping for ice cream, and has evolved into other things, namely an ingredient. We have a local baker using it to make a coffee buttercream frosting, and he's been selling cakes and cupcakes for 10 years. So that's just amazing for us.
Right.
And then in addition to that, we have a local dairy farm that's using it to make a coffee milk. again, this is a case where they add coffee sauce to their whole milk, a little bit of light cream, and some sugar to create something that it looks like people seem to really like. So, and we hopefully will continue to grow.
Mm-hmm. Well, not hopefully. It seems like that you're well on your way to grow. So that's a very important thing. What do you see as far as the future for Layla and Sons and Layla's Foods as far as your coffee topping is concerned?
I know 100% success.
I agree with you.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
When I go, I'm leaving a legacy for him, for my son,
Right.
my other son, and 2 granddaughters.
Oh, that is absolutely incredible. That's quite a story.
I'm going to leave legacy,
Right.
Yeah. And,
which is cool. Food is a good thing for a people.
Right.
yeah.
No additives in it, natural, because I don't use additives.
Right.
I'm not going to give it to you.
Okay. Well, we're going to let your son
Yeah.
have a word
Well,
here.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ryan.
including some of the other people that have been instrumental in getting us to this point. I mean, there are folks like yourself that we interact with from time to time. Our paths meet, and in some of those cases, people that have helped us get to this point are people that we will remember for time to come.
I think this is something very important, Ron. We have about 30 seconds, so you gotta have a quick answer, because then I'm going to end up with Ron. As far as the toppings, the coffee topping, are you going to expand this to any other flavor, or are you right now you want to just stay with
I
the
have
coffee?
2 more projects. I'm not telling you.
Oh no, you're not going to reveal it first on the Emerald Planet? Oh my
It's
goodness.
very good for the body.
I have to
Ron,
say
go
before,
ahead.
Yeah, before
Yes.
we go, my mom is just amazing in the kitchen. She really is. And well, it's more than just the kitchen. It's almost like she's just very good at everything that she does, and I'm very lucky to have her, and we're very thankful for you to invite us on your show.
Yeah, well, we're really glad to have you here. We've just flat run out of time. But guess what? Because I know you want to say one more, we don't have time, but we're going to come back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a very special project that you're interested in. Okay?
Good.
We're going to be back. So thank you for being with us as we bring to you the small business and looking at how we're going to improve the future as far as good foods as we create the Emerald Planet.
This is firstgov.gov, where we're obsessed with getting you government information.
Brand new student loan applications on the site, baby. This calls for a celebration. Here's your uncle.
So in the end, it was either take the astronaut gig or come work here. What can I say? Duty called.
Dude, that's my cop.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that's Sam's cop.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. Sam's? No.
Just log on or email us and get what you need.
C, change of address form. That's how it's done.
D, driver's license renewal.
E, emailing Social Security information.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Nice, we'll allow it. All right, Ed. What are those?
Government surplus cars for auction.
You posted those online last time.
No, you did.
I'm posting them online this time!
For all your government information, firstgov.gov.
Oh, what have we got here? Sometimes you feel tired. You can't seem to lose those extra pounds off your midsection. And your joints hurt when you take the stairs. Well, you're getting older. But I'm happy to say that there's some simple things we can do to keep you happy and healthy for years to come. We can also lower your risk for some serious diseases the older population is often subject to. Proper nutrition is more important than ever. Your body has changed, not as many treats. A basic exercise plan, lots of walks and fresh air, and most importantly, come and see me for twice-yearly checkups to help ensure the best possible quality of life. Now, how does that sound? Good boy.
Improve the quality of life for your elderly pet. Schedule twice-yearly checkups that include preventive care and regular lab work. A message from the veterinary members of the American Animal Hospital Association.
Now,
Absolutely.
We're
She
back
can look
to the
over you.
Inside Scoop Emerald Planet. Here again, your host, Dr. Sam.
Well, here we are. We're coming to you from the Emerald Planet in Washington, D.C., as we come to you from here around the globe in 144 different nations, looking for the 1,000 best practices, the technologies, the services, and the products that are making a difference as we move through the 21st century. And as we move through the 21st century, one of the things that we've been talking about is creating local sustainable food, improving natural surroundings, fostering community, while improving the environment. And there are a number of small to medium scale enterprises that are doing just that. Some of them are doing things in very profound ways that we'll be seeing in the future as far as creating new technologies, creating institutes for education, and allowing people to learn in a very urbanizing world. The United States, as many people do not realize, 80% of our population of 318 million people live in urban areas. So that's a huge switch from 100 years ago, where over 50% of the population of the United States lived in rural areas. And so as we're moving towards more urbanization area, how are we going to be able to improve the quality of life and take care of 2 billion new people that are coming into the planet? And I have a very delightful person sitting right beside me that I'm getting to know, that's just a dear person, but she's created something very unique and special. This is Layla O'Day, who's the president of Layla & Sons. And then they have what's called Layla's Foods, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have her son, Ronald, who goes by Ron O'Day, is the general manager of the organization.
Correct.
And we're going to let Layla, if you don't mind, let Ron kick off a little bit and talk about Layla & Sons and what that really means. And then we're going to move to something that I know that you're very passionate about. And at the same time, we're going to show some of these slides. Actually, again, if we can bring up the next slide, this will be the logo as far as this company is concerned. So let's see if we can bring up the first slide. There we go. And Ron, just tell us again a little of the background about creating Layla and Sons.
Well, we take great pride in providing a coffee sauce with 5 key ingredients: coffee, cream, sugar, agave nectar, and brown rice syrup. It's a very simple recipe, but it is a recipe that took quite a lot of time to develop. I can tell you that our sugar is fair trade, organic, certified USDA organic. Our brown rice syrup is also organic and USDA certified.
I think this is something that's very important. This is one of the things I was impressed about. Yeah. One is you get through the taste that this is a very natural product. And at the same time, you've taken the care through your research, which I think is over 3 years in this product, to look for the very best ingredients possible.
Well, we used ingredients that were really complementary to the finished product. And as I mentioned in the previous segment, it was 9 months of R&D in the kitchen at home, a lot of taste testing. We had friends and family that got an opportunity to try different samples at different times that brought us to this point where we have something that we think will appeal to a larger audience. And just to mention, the agave nectar as well is certified USDA organic. Our dairy is sourced from the area local to the facility where it's made, which is in Pennsylvania. It's non-GMO, and the coffee is supplied by a founding member of the 4C program, which is the common code for the coffee community. That association is designed to reduce their carbon footprint worldwide and provide both a fair and equitable process for the farmers and the communities around the farms where the coffee is grown.
Yeah, looking at that, Layla, I know that this is something that you spend a lot of time and care to develop a product that you feel like that people are going to truly enjoy. So when you're creating something new, share with us about, does this go back a number of years? You've been kind of thinking about this, or have people just enjoyed something that you've used and created over the years? Or how does something like this come into being where you're creating a whole new product and really a new market?
Because lots of people liked it when I first started in a coffee cup, given to other people. Everybody loved it. Why wouldn't I do something like this? It's unique, no chemicals in it, natural. I fully developed because so many people like it. I like to do things, and natural things. I'm not in the
chemicals
additives,
and
yes,
additives,
additives.
right, I understand.
It had to be natural. After I finished, complete myself to developing this product, I told my son, you're going to do it because if something happens to me, you have to have the recipe. If I die, you don't have nothing. He spent lots of time. I was working, he called me and said, Mom, this is not good. I taught him how to capture the recipe. Because can happen, I drop dead. Then who's going to have it? My son, my granddaughter, or my other son. That's why the whole thing began, in my head.
Right. Well, looking at this, you know, and the reason I was really intrigued to have you come on, because one, you fit perfectly as far as our topic for this weekend, but also there's literally millions of people around the globe that are without jobs, as you know, but yet they have very good ideas, and they have things that actually could be brought to market within their own local communities, just like you've started within the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area. And so it really is instructive as far as if you have a really good idea, you do the research, and then you're willing to put all of your time and energy into it, then it's something that you can make into a great success.
You have to have a confidence.
Exactly.
I have a confidence this is going to be the it for the people.
And that's really important. And the whole thing about that, Ron, what I was leading to in that little preamble is that as you've interacted and you've been evolving this, you've spent a lot of time on, you know, the labeling, the designs, and all those things. What really goes into it as taking a product that you think could be introduced into market and then actually taking it to market?
Well, you need the support from the folks that are in the industry, and you have to have a product that people want to buy. And up until this point, you know, it seems like things are moving in the right direction. And again, we've been just very fortunate to have reached a point where we are right now. Locally, people have embraced the product, including both you know, our customers and the retailers that are selling our product to their customers. So,
well, one of the things that I know that you really focused on, even though this is a very local product, that in just through your personality and how people gravitate to you, that there's a number of people overseas that have now become interested in what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about, I know that this is evolving, but what are some of the countries that have, people have expressed interest?
Well, we were invited in Pennsylvania, an organization. We went to there, they had sat down, had a sampling. The next, she called my son, said, we're going forward with this. Calling him, they say, we have 5 country buyers in here.
And what countries are those?
Russia, Japan, UK, what's the other one? Africa, Russia?
Korea is one of them.
Korea.
Yeah.
They fall in love so much. The Korean gentleman said to him, Ron, you and I going to work. Mommy's going to stay home, play in the garden, listen to music.
Fantastic.
They fall in love, literally. How I did it, do you want me to tell you? Tell you?
Go ahead.
I had a
Got to be quick because we're running out of time.
Dinner roll bread.
Right.
And a French butter sweet. I took it, put it on the table, break it. I had gloves. Put the butter, put the coffee sauce, put it in your mouth. My God, I never seen something like this. Immediately respond.
Yeah. Ron, looking at this is really the reaction I wanted your mom to share with us about this passion, this excitement, and that's what it takes. So again, going back to the labeling and having the retailers to see this is something as viable, what was the next step? So you get people interested, and then do you go to the retailers themselves? How do you get it actually out there?
Well, there are logistical challenges that include obviously pricing and finding out where we kind of fit into the market overall. So yeah, that's more or less how you bring it to market, is figuring out where you fit in the market. Is the price competitive with other products that may be similar, and is it in a format that would be advantageous and feasible to produce on a large scale for lots of people?
Yeah. We have about 30 seconds left, so this will have to be a quick.
I'm trying to tell you. This friend of mine called me from airport. He's going to Japan. He said, Layla, this is for Japan. I said, Eric, how come? This is so good. It tastes in my throat right now. He tasted, go to the airport. He said, I'm on my way to Japan. I mean it, everybody fall in love.
Okay, we're going to go out with this, Ron. We really do. We only have about 15 and 20 seconds. What would you like to share about Layla and Sons and Layla Foods?
Well, we're a Potomac, Maryland company, both active and in good standing since 2009. And I think we're very fortunate to have gotten this far with a product that is unlike anything else in the world. And I have to say, it all started with my mom and her desire to create something new and something to be shared with everyone, everywhere.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for being with us on the Emerald Planet as we talk about how we're moving forward to create the Emerald Planet.
Some dreams are universal. Dreams that inspire us. Multiple sclerosis is a devastating disease that changes lives forever. The National MS Society does more for people with MS than any organization in the world. But we can't do it alone. To get involved, visit us online at nationalmssociety.org or call 1-800-FIGHT-MS. This is why we're here. Because nobody dreams of having multiple sclerosis.
What's wrong with this picture? Half of young Americans can't locate economic powers like Japan and India. 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. Without geography, our children aren't ready for the world. Geography is everywhere. It's incredible creatures, rhythm, fashion, flavor. It's economics and politics. It's change. Understanding connections between people and places is critical in the 21st century. That's why we created mywonderfulworld.org. Go there now for your free parent and teacher action kits and give our kids the power of global knowledge. Because kids who understand our world today can succeed in it tomorrow.
to the Inside Scoop Emerald Planet. Here again, your host, Dr. Sam.
Hello, and welcome back to the Emerald Planet as we come to you from Washington, D.C. in the United States. I'm Dr. Sam Hancock, the President and Executive Director of Emerald Planet TV. And as you know, we're looking each week around the globe in 144 different nations, looking for the best practices, the technologies, the services, and the products that are making a difference as we add 2 billion new people to this planet by 2050. And so how are we going to be able to accommodate these new souls as they come in so that they actually have an increased quality of life and not just trying to have a maintenance? And so I'm going to recap for you some of the organizations that we've had on in the past that are very near and dear to the Emerald Planet and are actually doing absolutely fantastic things. And this comes out of the broad theme of paving the way to 2050 future Earth, technologies, products, and services. So I'm going to start off, if we can bring up the first slide, and we'll talk about some of the things that are going on here. And this is a very busy slide because we're having the 4 different organizations, and we're just going to stay with the slides. But this is starting off with what's called the Fauquier Education Farm. This is something that's in Northern Virginia, in the western part of the state, and where they're actually looking for new people to go into farming. As many of you may know, that the United States at one time had about only 5% of its population that were engaged in various activities, and most of the balance were either in farming, ranching, lumbering, or some other kind of agricultural pursuit, where now that you have a little bit less than 1% of the population engaged in this. And so as we move through the 21st century and we're looking for food security and also for food and fuel, is how we're going to educate the next generations that really have no appreciation for or have never really been onto a farm or a ranch or out into a true productive forest to learn how to engage in what is being considered new green jobs. And so there's millions of opportunities to engage in various farming operations within local areas, but it needs to be something that's going to be more organic, it's going to be very environmentally friendly, and at the same time it's going to enhance the quality of life for each and every citizen that we have on the planet. And also many of you are well aware actually that the climate is changing at a very dramatic rate. So you have many parts of the United States and the world, such as in Australia, even in places in India and China, which are becoming extremely dry and getting less than half, sometimes maybe only 1/3 of the rainfall that they've been having over the years. So how do you engage in actually increasing the amount of the food supply at the same time using sparingly the decreasing amount of potable water that's being used? And how are you going to be able to come up with new sources of food at the same time to be able to have new sources of water to run this? And so technology is becoming to the fore in all of this. You can see with this particular implement that we have here, where the farmers and also the research institutes in relation to the land-grant universities and other major research institutes around the United States and actually around the world are looking how we can balance the whole nation of improving the environment while enhancing and improving upon the technology that's going to be used in monitoring the soils, because much of the soil today has been depleted of all of its nutrients and the minerals and the natural vitamins are there going into the plants that are going to be used by the animals and humans. And at the same time is how do we decrease the amount of chemical fertilizers, insecticides, and pesticides that are being used. One, to reduce the cost. Secondly, to improve the quality of the environment. And third is that we want to move towards more organics as far as improving the quality of the food, the fuel, and the fiber that are being used. Another aspect of all this is how are we going to be able to use various renewable energy sources. This is something about the production of food, is that it's becoming more costly to use the fuels, particularly fossil fuels, whether it's gasoline, diesel, or natural gas. And so again, it goes back to this balance of how we're going to produce the food, the fuel, the fiber needed for almost 9 billion people on the planet while actually enhancing the quality of the environment. And this is something that's being very carefully researched and being actively sought as far as how that we're going to be able to move forward in the future. And so this is just a view of some of the vegetables and that is going to be grown locally, because many fruits and vegetables are being used around the globe that are traveling literally thousands of miles to be onto the table of people that are going to have to be able to use. And at the same time, in increasing the number of people involved in producing these fruits and vegetables, is that we need to expand the employment base. And as we've been talking about in earlier segments, is that it's this creative energy that people have as far as how to create new and innovative ways to bring about what they can produce around them. And so this is something as organization out of California that are actually installing these modular hothouses, and it's called GOT Produce. And this is to bring intensive use of land, again reducing the amount of energy that's going to be used, but also providing year-round growing opportunities. There are many countries in the northern hemisphere and also those near the Antarctic and the southern hemisphere that are actually now growing fruits and vegetables year-round, and actually can, through these various technologies, not only grow locally held vegetables and also fruits, but also more of the exotics, where they can actually grow bananas, pineapples, sugarcane, and other things, again, by using renewable energy sources so that we're not investing and polluting the air, but at the same time enhancing the availability of the foodstuffs. So as we move forward, we're getting an idea here of how actually going out and growing vegetables more organically. And this is something that there's much research going on today through the land-grant universities and the research institutes, as we talked about. And so how do we get people back to the land? It was a time just in the last few decades where if you were not constantly expanding the amount of acreage you have, so if you had a small farm that would be, say, 100, 200 acres, then you had to go to 500 and maybe 1,000 acres and even more to be able to have a livable wage. Now that that's actually changed, where people are actually going to these old homesteads, many of them actually that were abandoned over the years, and through a number of acres are able to intensively use organics, use renewable energy sources, and then to be able to actually sell these products directly into the local communities where they live. And so this is something that we need to actually consider, is how, again, going back to this movement of farm to fork and or the land into the table. There are many different acronyms that are used for all this, but at the same time it's allowing for people to actually produce at a local level and at the same time to create new jobs. And one of the things that's very exciting about all this that local governments really are looking forward to and actually promoting this kind of activity is that it's expanding the local tax base. And so you're allowing new expertise, new education, new technologies to move into these communities, many of which went into steep decline following World War II. And now all of a sudden you have people that, even though we have a rapidly urbanizing population, over 80% of that population now live in urban areas of the United States. In a country like Brazil, which is a major agricultural producer, 87% of the people live in urban areas, but also to allow more people to get back to the land and to be able to engage in a new form of farming and a new form of education that will actually bring about the food, the fuel, and the fiber that we're going to be needing as we move through the 21st century. So this whole topic of moving forward, paving the way to 2050, future Earth, really is a focus on many of the new ways that we're going to be able to enhance the quality of life as we move through the 21st century, but at the same time reaching back into history, sometimes decades, other times centuries, to be able to rediscover much of what we had known at one time and how that we were going to be able to feed all these new people that are going to be joining us on the planet, but at the same time to use less of the fossil fuels, use less of the water, that's very important, and also to greatly to decrease the amount of insecticides and pesticides that are being used that is actually polluting the land, the air, and the water that we have, because these are precious resources that we need to enhance and protect and actually expand as we move through a century that's going to have more violent weather events, that's going to have more people to utilize the resources, and at the same time to decrease the negative impact on the environment. Thank you for being with us as we create the Emerald Planet.
I need a job.
Necesito trabajo. I would like to speak English better. Me gustaría hablar inglés mejor.
I want to be a U.S. citizen.
Quisiera ser ciudadano de los Estados Unidos.
For over 35 years,
Por más de 35 años,
the Hispanic Committee of Virginia has been serving our community.
el Comité Hispano de Virginia ha estado sirviendo a nuestra comunidad.
Job training and placement,
Capacitación, ayuda para conseguir trabajo,
education for children and adults,
educación para niños y adultos,
immigration, naturalization, and medical referrals
ayuda para los procesos de inmigración y naturalización y orientación sobre médicos
are a small part of what we do.
son solo una pequeña parte de lo que hacemos.
For help, information, or to volunteer,
Para ayuda, información o para ofrecerse como voluntario,
contact the Hispanic Committee of Virginia,
comuníquese con el Comité Hispano de Virginia,
helping everyone participate more fully in American society.
ayudando a todos a participar plenamente en la sociedad norteamericana.
Hey, Lena, where's yours?
Would you notice if you were missing half your kidney function? According to the National Kidney Foundation, 20 million people have chronic kidney disease, and 20 million more may be at risk and not even know it. Anyone with high blood pressure, diabetes, or family history of chronic kidney disease is at risk. Early diagnosis is vitally important. To get the whole story, talk to your doctor and visit the National Kidney Foundation at kidney.org or call for a free brochure. Because when it comes to chronic kidney disease, you might not know the half.
to the Inside Scoop Emerald Planet. Here again, your host, Dr. Sam.
Hello and welcome to you. We're coming to you from the Emerald Planet in Washington, D.C. I'm Dr. Sam Hancock, the President and Executive Director of both the Emerald Planet and the Emerald Planet TV. And we bring to you on a weekly basis the new technologies, the services, and the products that are coming from 144 different nations. And we're looking for the very best way that we're going to be able to accommodate 2 billion new people that are going to join us on the earth by 2050. And so many people are saying is that we can't really accommodate that many people on planet Earth. Well, as most scientists and demographers will tell you, is that we actually are going to be here whether we're ready for them or not. So how are we going to be able to accommodate those people? And one of the ways that we're doing that is the creation of new small to medium scale businesses in ways that people had never thought of. And so what we're looking for is people that actually have engaged in creating their own new and small business and look at some of the ways that you've been able to do that so that not only are you increasing the amount of jobs available in the new businesses, but also to expand the local tax base, to bring new products to market, and to do so in a way that's environmentally sound, but at the same time allows for new economic activity. And we have 2 people with us, and one is very special. It's sitting right beside me. Her name is Layla O'Day. She's the president of Layla and Sons. And then right beside her is her son, who's very active in their business, Ron O'Day, who is the general manager of Layla and Sons, and also they trade as Layla Foods. And so we've had them on Emerald Planet in an earlier segment, but we're going to do a little refresher because this one is really going to be more about the special passion that Layla has. And we're going to let her explain that. But Ron, if we could just do a little recap again of Layla and Sons, and then we're going to have a chat with your mom about what she's looking for as far as the future in the business.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. We are a Potomac, Maryland company, and we have essentially created a coffee sauce for retail and food service. It's 5 ingredients: coffee, cream, sugar, agave nectar, and brown rice syrup. Everything at this point is manufactured in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and it's a recipe that my mom created 3 years ago.
You know, I just think it's absolutely fantastic what you've been able to do. And I want to just talk a little bit about the business side of this, and then again, we're going to this time make sure that we talk about what you see as far as the future of the business and your very special interest. But looking at how you're expanding, you had these tastings, you've had people from 5 other countries that are showing an interest in this. What do you see as the common thread across the internationals as well as the people in the local communities as far as your product is concerned?
Well, it's a good product in my knowledge, no chemicals in it. Therefore, whoever tastes it, they fall in love with it. Therefore, I had given boost through my friends, saying this is delicious, this is fantastic, it's good future, I see.
You know, looking at this, Ron, this is something that is really intriguing, and I think it goes to the very wisdom and essence of your mom.
Yeah.
But you've been started all this in 2009. You're expanding at a very nice, steady clip. But you're already thinking about how you're going to give back to the community, how you're going to involve people that are at risk, at need within the community. So looking at this, the community resource responsibility side of all this, why would you started thinking immediately after starting a young business, all of a sudden you're looking at it from the standpoint of how we're going to reach out to the community and provide services to those that really are at risk?
Well, I can't say that we're providing services to people that are at risk. But,
no, I didn't say that. As you're planning for
right,
that.
But
yes.
but it is the right thing to do. I mean, it just makes sense, and in this case, it's something that we personally have experienced, and it's something that my mom very much cares about. And I'll let my mom tell you how it is that she plans to give back and why, and how that's related to our company.
Okay. My goal in my head, you have to have a vision. This was my vision.
Okay.
I have 2 sons, 2 granddaughters. Them to be comfortable in their life if I go, which is I'm going to. And I had experience. People, not the poor people, normal people. One of the family is my friend. They couldn't pay their daughters tuition in North Carolina school. My heart really burned. Beautiful daughter, good family. She's crying this end, saying, Mom, I can't get this course because they did not pay it. All these things in my head. How privileged I am to able to pay my son's tuition. I'm thinking, how privileged God given me. The soon as this thing started, when this all started, I knew my heart and soul is going to go successful. Therefore, I decided to have a scholarship for people cannot pay their kids' tuition. I don't care how much I can educate, 4, 5, maybe 10. That's why this came about. I know too many people could not pay their kids' tuition. It's very difficult, painful. I give myself a credit because I had a privilege to put them through private school. It's very, very important to me. Education is #1 issue in my life.
And she raised my brother and I.
Right. Yeah, this is something, Ron, I think, and this is one of the really intriguing things, because you represent something that's very doable to all across the globe, people and families, just like yours, single mom, head of household, 2 sons. And obviously everybody has progressed very well, been very successful. So when you're looking at your business, I know this is something that not only is it a motivation, as we've discussed before, is to have a really good, solid business that's growing on a regular basis, but also that you're planning, you want to have it as another motivation, is that so you really can give to others.
Absolutely. Again, I look at your logo and I see, people holding hands in a circle around the world, and I think we've reached a point now where when if you affect someone, it potentially could affect anyone anywhere in the world, and folks that have been successful in their own right have given back to us, and I think that's what my mom was saying, is that we would also like to give back. She would like to give back to someone that is experiencing or will experience something similar to what she did. My mom raised my brother and I after my father died when I was a child. And one of our long-term goals as a company is to develop an educational scholarship for the son or daughter of a single parent. I think that would be absolutely wonderful if we can reach that point, and hopefully one day we will, if we continue to grow as we have.
No doubt.
That would be quite a
We have the faith, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Layla.
set my mind.
Yes. Well, looking at this now, this is something that's very important because, and this is the best practices. That's what our program is all about, so that people can see and experience directly, just like with you, Layla, and like your son, Ron, that these are people who are living in the world, moving forward, developing their own small business, which is critical.
No backing.
And no, I understand that. And that's something that's very important, that people need to be able to see these best practices and people, so it's very practical. It's focused on others, and at the same time, it allows people to be successful.
I've spoken to young people today when I'm meeting them. Have a vision. What you want to do in your life. You want to get married, have a kid, or you want to have a future?
Or you want to do both.
Or do both, yes.
Yeah, of course. They were looking at me. Oh my God, this is fantastic. The vision is the most important thing. I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
I work in the Holy Cross Hospital. The youngster came in trying to commit a suicide. Okay? Nurse said to me, "You're a mother, go in there." Honest to God, I'm not fantasizing. I told him, "Get up." He's like hanging side of the bed. Sit down and look at my face. I said, "Why the hell you want to commit a suicide? You're a young guy." He broke up for his girlfriend. I said, "Listen to me. You snap your finger, you get another girlfriend. Do your job. Go early, not late. And do the best. Nobody fire you." Now, after this conversation, took for a while, he called me, sent me a bouquet of flowers. Say,
"That's incredible.
Nobody talked to me. Wait till you talk to me." I said, "You're stupid. Who's going to care? You did. You have a future." He wrote a note, say, "Nobody talked to me. Wait till you talk to me." I appreciate. Here's a bouquet of roses for you. All the nurses said, "What the hell did you do to him? He's a fool." I said, "He's not a fool now."
Yeah. Well, going back in, Ron, to all this, and we're rapidly running out of time, but
sure.
I really wanted to share this, and I just wanted her to have this opportunity. Again, practical, real people doing real things, developing a small business, and moving forward. So you got about 15 seconds. What we want to leave with?
Hopefully helping other people develop their own small businesses as well. You know, that's...
See a vision.
See a vision?
It started with my mom's vision, absolutely. And through some hard work, perseverance, love and understanding from people that care, you can get what you want as long as you work hard enough.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Just run out of time.
Just handsome as that. The Hancock, is that your uncle or something? Do you remember
That goes way back.
Thank you very much.
This guy is
You guys were absolutely
this guy
fantastic.
is a fantastic movie actor.
Anyway, you're doing absolutely fantastic. Anyway, Ron, it was
I
great
think
being with us.
you are connected with